The main stand at Swindon last Sunday for the game against Mansfield clearly highlights the problems Swindon are facing. Just 1,900 supporters turned up. The club announced it actually cost them money to play the game. Well, on the pitch, there was some excitement with an early Henry deflected goal, but with little to encourage the team when Mansfield equalised and grabbed an away point. All is not well, therefore, at Swindon. So it's quite clear that a professional football club cannot survive with that sort of gate. They've dwindled all season, and indeed the last two matches have been well under 2,000. Now today the football club has laid down the gauntlet. In fact, they've slapped it in the supporters' face, because they're saying quite categorically, if Swindon Town football supporters don't come back here to the county ground, the club could go out of business. Well, it wasn't so many years ago that 100,000 Swindon fans turned out to greet their successful League Cup heroes on their return from Wembley. Those were the days when crowds actually queued. For years, football clubs have relied on pound notes through the turnstiles to keep them in business. But things have changed. Nowadays, many clubs rely on their lotteries to keep them in business. Swindon Town is no exception, as Club Secretary Bob Jefferies explains.
Well, it's been critical. It's our lifeblood. And we are very fortunate that our commercial manager is doing a first-class job round there with the competitions.
So what you're saying is if the lottery had failed, say, maybe a year, 2 years ago, Swindon Town wouldn't be in business today?
We wouldn't be in business today, as would, of course, many, many league clubs. They all rely on that very important income.
Looking forward to 1984-85, where will that money be coming from?
We hope from increase in the numbers of people coming through the turnstiles. That is really important. If people in Swindon want a football club, then they have to start supporting us.
And this is no idle threat?
This isn't. This is absolute fact.
Swindon's playing budget has been slashed. Players will be released this summer, others are being forced to take pay cuts. Hardly conducive to morale or attracting back the fans, but it's essential if the club is to survive, as Ken BEAMISH explained.
I'll sell any of them if the money's right, especially at this level, and especially the way the club's going at the moment. Every player has his price, and if any offer comes in for any one player, it will be considered, and if we feel it's a good enough offer, then yes, if the lad is agreeable, then we'll transfer him.
Well, Swindon have been asset stripping for 5 years. The problem is there's no big names left. And I can report tonight that all 91 clubs in the league have already received letters from Swindon offering the entire team for sale. Only one club has responded.
I think that we are generous in our wages already. I would go as far as to say that we're probably paying or allocating as much money to the manager for wages this year as any other club in the 4th Division.
Well, he's saying, you see, that the money's not enough, maybe, to get the star player in that are going to attract the crowds back.
Well, that may be true, but the prime reason or our object is stay in business, isn't it? Now, we wouldn't be responsible people if we let money just go out the door and by Christmas we were bankrupt.
And the irony of the whole situation is this Saturday you're going to play in front of your largest gate of the season at Ashton Gate. And what's going to happen there?
And we get absolutely nothing from that gate at all.
It's amazing you still smile, Bob.
Where would Marks be without Spencer? And where would Torville be without Dean? And the same, where would Swindon Town be without the supporters? And the answer is out of business. And I'm afraid if it keeps going the way it is, then that's the way Swindon Town's going.
It's the dilemma of modern football, say the directors. The crowds will return with better results. Say the managers, we need money to buy the better players to get those results. Well, Swindon are ill. Let's hope a cure can and will be found.